Well, hello guys, and welcome back to a Steven Universe video. Now, you'll look at the title, somebody will, and think, oh, did you recreate the Avengers Endgame trailer in Steven Universe? That's not what this video is, even though we do definitely have enough footage to do that, and that most definitely is. Look into that, note to self. No, this is Endgame because I want to talk about Steven Universe's Endgame and what the show is going to do in its next anywhere from like 24 to I've heard 30 episodes. I don't entirely know. Because, well, we're in the final season. Hopefully. I hope it's the final season. We shall see, we shall see. But I don't know where it's gonna go, and originally I did plan on making like a top 10 hopes for the final season, and that video may still come. Who knows, but if you know me, I don't have a good track record at predicting shows. I have not been very good with that. Animal Crossing, Pikmin, Metroid, that's the one I expect the least, honestly. For simplicity's sake, even though I didn't really talk about it, let's just assume rose quartz and pink diamond are separate beings. But we'll see. But as we get into this final season, this is our end game. Everything that the show has to do has to be done here, unless they want to extend it another season, which is a horrible idea, and I don't even know what they do for another season. I think it would just be a waste. So if we're looking at this as our final season, what is the end game of this final season? What are we going to accomplish? What is the show's final goal? My first thought is White Diamond. Of course it's going to be White Diamond. And if Legs from Here to Homeworld had gone differently, I would definitely think it's going to be White Diamond. That just makes the most sense. She was our big bad. Originally it was Yellow Diamond, right? Back in a simpler time it was Yellow Diamond. When we used to think there was going to be a war between us and Homeworld, right? And there was going to be this big thing. But no, that just... Yellow and Blue are basically buddy-buddy now. I mean, there's going to be some conflict that should have happened on Earth. Again, Legs from Here to Homeworld is the show's biggest mistake right now. They had this chance to do all this development on Earth, right? Tackling Blue's prejudice against Garnet. Tackling Yellow, Steven, and Rose, right? Doing all that jazz on Earth, showing the Diamonds why Pink found Earth so great. But that's not what's happening. Instead, we went to Homeworld and we confronted White Diamond. Which makes it seem like the wrap-up with White Diamond is coming soon. If we introduce her at the end of Season 5, yes, Peridot's redemption took an entire season, Lapis's happened mostly, here and there on screen, but it took like a while. Jasper still is waiting on that, and now we're doing the Diamond's redemption. But we're focusing on White, and with us being on Homeworld doing the Diamond Days, is White our endgame? Is that just, are we going to spend the entire season on Homeworld redeeming White? What about Lars? Wasn't he coming back to Earth? Are we not going back to Earth for the rest of the season? It's a possibility. It's not one I like personally, but I can see it. We went to Homeworld too fast. We should have spent some time away. I'm not talking about the trial Homeworld. I'm talking about like now we're on Homeworld, right? Legs from Here to Homeworld. But White Diamond looks to be our end goal. Because another one people keep talking about is Sneeple. Right? That, oh, Ronaldo was right. Sneeple are real, and the Diamonds have been engaged in a war against Sneeple this entire time, and now we're dealing with that. I have two problems with that. One, I think it's just stupid. Sneeple was a throwaway joke in the original Ronaldo episode, right? Where he eventually does realize what the truth is. Because that's the whole joke, is as much as we hate Ronaldo, he's always right. But Sneeple was just a throwaway. It was a means to an end. And secondly, with Sneeple, it just doesn't fit the tone of the show. I don't think Sneeple will work with what the show's going for. It just doesn't make enough sense. Because like I said, I was predicting for the longest time that we were going to get a war between Homeworld and Steven and the Crystal Gems after Steven found a way to heal corrupted gems. It's a video I made a long time ago. Really bad, has aged super poorly. I hate it. It's probably my least favorite theory. Even worse than all the other crap I made. Even though the theory was just speculation, kind of like what I'm doing right now. I cannot see it. I don't think that's where we're going. It just doesn't make enough sense. I remember when Yellow Diamond was our endgame villain, it was like, okay, we started building up Yellow Diamond at the end of Season 2. We saw Blue Diamond also near the end of Season 2, right? We saw both of our diamonds, and it's like, okay, these are our endgame. And that's not true anymore. I mean, their arcs, while not over, they've already hit their point, and now it's all just winding down with redemption. And we still don't know anything about White. There's also another thing we have to take into account is the movie. Where is the movie going? Because I've talked about this. I expect the movie, it can be canon, but I expect it to be detached from the rest of the plot. I'm expecting the villain based on the red heart to be Bixbite. Bixbite's going to be our villain for the movie, and she's the one that we're fighting against. And while it's going to be canon, if I had to take a guess, it's not really going to be brought up that much in the story. Like, it's going to be a separate entity. The movie's going to be its own thing. I would say like a jumping on point, and I hope that's what they do. They use it. I mean, I don't want it to be solely that, but I can see that. But maybe besides for like one episode, I don't think it's going to have that big of an effect on the larger plot. It's just, that doesn't seem like how movies would work in something like this. I think of stuff like the SpongeBob movie, or Teen Titans Go has no purpose, so that doesn't matter. I think My Little Pony, where, if I remember correctly, from what I was told, like, I'm expecting elements to affect it, but I'm not expecting the whole thing to really be like that. The movie is not our end game. And if the movie is our end game and Bixbite is our final villain, that's going to be kind of disappointing. Another conflict we have to resolve is Rose. What's gonna happen is Rose in Pink Diamond, whatever you want to call her, is she coming back? My prediction is actually yes. I've thought of this scene a few times where so we have White Diamond and she's talking to Steven or whatever, and she picks up Steven and rips Rose's gem out of Steven, basically killing him. But then Rose reforms and sees Steven, and because she has magic healing resurrection powers, she heals him, and now he's pink or whatever. And that's how we get Rose back into the story, and that's how we keep Steven alive. That's something I can definitely see the show doing. I know what I just explained sounds a little jarring, but it would work, because part of the problem the show has created is, and it's kind of written itself into a corner here, is you can't have stakes when your main character has both healing powers and magical resurrection powers. Nobody's at a threat of dying then. And I've seen a lot of people talk about who's going to die in this final season. Somebody's going to die. I don't like that idea. I don't think anybody has to die. I think that would just make the show weaker. But more importantly, they don't need to, right? They can't kill off anybody. Because, we've never seen that Pink can, like, heal a gem that's cut in half. I see no reason why she couldn't. There's no, like, concrete detail of what it can or cannot do. We know it can bring, like, humans and animals back to life. I see no reason why it couldn't fix a gem that was split in two. They can have that threat. Because since they can't have stakes of a character dying, they can have the stakes of a character, like, being cut in half or being, like, potentially hurt, but it's always going to be healed. They don't need anyone to die. That gets to so Pink's back, White Diamond is redeemed. Is our ending just our characters going back onto Earth? Is that it? Is that where we end? Just our characters living happily ever after on Earth? I could see that being an ending, but it just, I don't know, something about it feels anticlimactic, and for us to get there in 25 episodes, when we can presumably do a lot. I mean, we have Diamond Days as our arc. I don't even know if we're going to see White Diamond. Because my guess is, like I said way back when, White Diamond's goal is to either get Pink Diamond to replace her or something, and now Homeworld is going to start colonizing planets again. They're a planet colonizing race, but since Pink Diamond's death, they've stopped colonizing, and now that Pink's back, White Diamond wants to start colonizing new planets. That's my guess. Maybe she is going to send an invading force to Earth to try to recolonize it. That could be an endgame right there. I'm just spitballing here, cause I don't know, something about that, just everyone ending happy, all the corrupted gems are healed. Jasper gets her redemption, all the diamonds have been redeemed. I use quotes. I know some people like the idea of, you should teach the lesson that not every villain can be redeemed. I think that's kind of, I get where they're coming from, but at the same time, I don't know, I do like the moral that everyone can be redeemed. And I don't think the show's going to end on like a bittersweet ending a la, is it Mira Nikki? The show, I've heard the manga, it's completely differently. Or maybe I'm thinking of Sankareya? I don't know. I don't think we're going to have like a bittersweet ending. I think we are going to get a happy ending. It's something the show's been built up to. It just makes sense. Giving it something bittersweet, like having Steven be dead, just wouldn't work. Or just having anyone die, like ending on like a funeral. I'd much rather have them end on a lesbian wedding than I would have them end on a funeral. Now that I'm thinking about it, I do actually, the idea of White Diamond trying to recapture Earth, just to give it back for Pink, even though Steven doesn't want it, that does make sense. But then how do White Diamond has to be redeemed, because how else do you solve the issue of corrupted gems? We're also going to see an episode with Bismuth, Lapis, and Peridot, where we see Bismuth contrast with Lapis, because Bismuth is the reason she got captured. That's definitely happening. What's going to happen with Lars? I mean, Lars was heading back to Earth. Right? He's not going to just show... If we spend the rest of the season on Homeworld, how does that get resolved? No. We have to head back to Earth at some point. Some buildup has to happen. Lakes from Here to Homeworld really did just... It complicated everything, and not in a good way either. I feel like it's brought this abundance of complication. There could be some surprise waiting in the wings. I mean, there must be a purpose to it, right? The villains must have... I mean, I know right now it seems like White Diamond's motivation is that she's just doing what's in her nature, right? The diamonds are a colonizing species, so she's going to colonize. Is the final arc, Steven's able to free Homeworld from the diamonds' tyranny? The diamonds are now nicer. Homeworld no longer has its built-in system, right? Each gym has freedom. Is that how they're gonna end it? Are we gonna find out there's like, kind of like the off-colors, is there like a resistance brewing in Homeworld to fight the diamonds? And they're inspired by what Rose Quartz did, and they've been working in the shadows for like 5,000 years. Is that where we're gonna go? I don't know. I feel like there needed to be more build-up to something that we're only 25 to 30 episodes out, and there should be more build-up. When's the movie gonna come in? I mean, I thought it would have made sense if the movie took place between seasons 5 and 6, but then just how Legs to Homeworld ended, that would just be too jarring. And we know the next episode comes out between, right? It's right after Legs from Home to Homeworld. Something about Pearl being with Steven. Something about Steven going to meet the diamonds, getting Pink Diamond's outfit. And I said this before, you end like Gravity Falls, or you live long enough to see yourself become SpongeBob. And I'm just worried the show's going to hit show rot. I mean, a lot of people were disappointed with season 4, but I felt like a lot of people liked season 5, right? Season 5 was mostly positive. You had great episodes like Single Pale Rose and Reunited. Well, season 4 I liked season 4. I've said that before. Even like MLP had... I hear a lot of people don't like the 3rd season, but from what I get, the later season, season 4 and beyond, were pretty positive. And that show's also ending this year, or 2019. I think Gumball's ending soon. Adventure Time, I feel like, kind of hit it as well, but then they started focusing on like these little mini arcs for their seasons, like Island and Elements, that really sparked new life into the show. And Steven Universe seems to be doing that with, like, they may be trying to do that with the movie, which, credit to them. We could get anything at this point. Well, I mean, not anything. I mean, within the realm of possibility. I know there are some crazy fan fictions out there. Well, I mean, a lot of them have probably been destroyed with the fall of Tumblr today. Good riddance. Actually, there were a few artists I really liked, and it's going to be sad to see them have to lose their platform. Yeah, hopefully they'll successfully move over to Twitter. You know what I want? I want another musical episode. Reunited started off with a great song that really did make it feel like a musical. I want another musical episode. That would be fun, right? I'm not the only one who wants that, right? That would be a cool way to end it off, whether it's on Homeworld or back on Earth. Just another musical episode, because Mr. Greg was so good. Maybe that's our end game. A musical. I would love that. Ooh, maybe we'll probably, if depending on how our end game goes, we'll get another song like Time Adventure. Time Adventure is so good. Oh my god, I love that song. So to end it off, I want to propose this question back to you. Where do you think the show is going for its end game? And the reason I did this video was because I thought there was a new episode today, but it's just legs from here to Homeworld again, or at least that's what my cable provider is telling me, so... But hey, we'll be back with new episodes next week. Maybe in the meantime, we'll start up season 2. I mean, the goal was to finish it all by 2019. I hope you all enjoyed whatever the hell this was. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.